All right, quiet on set. Yeah, it's Dom Donna on Off the Dome podcast. I'm here with my mother-loving favorite, Neo Soul. Shout out to you. Tell the people where they can find you. Slate your info. Let's do it.
You can find me on Instagram at The Real Neo Soul. That is TheRealNeoSoul. Yes, I am likable. I am reachable. I am personable.
Woo! Oh my God. I'm going to tell you right now. It is an honor to have you on my couch.
Oh, wow.
Neo Soul here is a poet like you don't know it. Okay. Tell me how you got started. And then after that, tell me how you created your name.
Well, I got started because a friend of mine did poetry and she gave it to a boy, and I said, I'm going to give it to the world. I'm going to get on stage and tell my story. And I knew that I was going to be good at it because I had a lot of friends that rapped and I loved singing. So I was just a musical baby. I grew up in a house full of music and dancing. So I felt like that was something I was going to be good at. And I didn't realize how good.
We're going to get into that. But how long have you been doing this? I heard you say when you were little, but how long? Since like 9, 10?
My first poem I wrote was at 9, but my first time performing on stage spoken word poetry, the way I do it now, was 14. Yeah. Freshman year in high school.
If you can tell that poet that doesn't know him anything, because I'm rhyming the whole segment. She got me all the way chopped. If you can tell that person that, you know what? If you can tell 10-year-old Neo Soul something, what would it be? Neo Soul, 10-year-old Neo Soul.
Don't stop hitting people's children, because my mama told me to calm down, and I think that let Neo Soul come out a little later. I think if I told her to speak up and defend herself right then and there, she probably would have started at 10 and been on stage at 10. So speak loud or forever hold your peace. That's what I would say.
Okay. So you didn't speak your mind growing up is what I'm gathering.
No, I wanted to be friends with people. I wanted them to like me because, as you can see, I'm very plus size and I was never slim.
Hold on, them
I'm sorry.
them plus size girls now.
Right. So back then it wasn't cool to be big. You know, you got all the jokes. So I've heard it all. So it got to a point where I would beat people to the punchline, and it was just like that. So it was really just wanting to be accepted by my peers and just looked at as a regular person. I didn't really want nothing more than the attention of boys, obviously, because the skinny girls got the attention. You know, it was like they got all the love. And then I found out later why. So I was grateful I didn't get the attention. So, you know, it's a silver lining in that.
Okay. So, what are your next 3 short-term goals?
Get property, real estate. Finally take my show internationally at some point. And let the current love that I have continue to love me for me.
Oh my God, I'm going to take a shot to that. I love me some black love, honey.
I'll take a shot too.
Yes, cheers to black love.
Right.
So you get into real estate, you're going to go international, and you're going to get into love. I love going international.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give the people something they don't know about poetry. Because everybody talks about it, but, you know, until you sit there and you listen to a poet really speak from their heart, I don't think you can appreciate the whole lane. Like, it's a complete different lane.
Yeah.
So let us know something.
One thing you need to know about poetry is that true poetry is your story. It's not nobody else's story. You can do a great piece about somebody else, but audiences really want to know you as a person. The same way me and you chit-chat right now, that same vibe in a poem. So that's why I perform on stage, because I feel like it's more personal. You get a feel of me. The stage is my home, really, but that's part of one thing about poetry. And it's not all bongos and incense. Like, poets is now getting to a point where they're becoming like battle rappers. They're getting personal.
I agree.
Like really aggressive. It's getting to a point where it's not about the love no more. It's do or die because now we getting Grammys, baby. We getting recognized on bigger platforms. We getting recognized where we're supposed to get recognized. We've been was supposed to be on these platforms.
Well, most of us know a poet to be Tupac
Right,
or Angela Davis.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And those are my top two poets. So when I meet somebody like you who's real life, who is genuine and down to earth and not on my level, but you know, your real life,
Right.
I have to fall in love with you. Because I do love the main star poets. Those are the only two. I know there's plenty more.
Yeah.
But those are my main, you know, and people don't see Tupac as a poet, but that's how he started. You know what I'm saying? Angela Davis, she's just a legend. But that's how I feel about you. I feel like you should be talked about with the legends.
Oh wow.
I'm just saying.
That's
I'm
a
just saying.
compliment, actually.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
You know, sometimes, you know, my biggest thing is I don't want to be Beyonce. I want to be in the conversation with Beyonce.
Right.
So that's what we need. You don't want to be Tupac or Angela. You want to be in their conversations because it's
Thank
not going to
you.
be they're talking about you. They're going to be comparing
Right.
you.
Yes. And I
So
don't
you-
mind comparison.
You know, because it means we on the level.
Right.
We here with it.
getting your
Beyonce, be
attention.
low.
Yeah.
I don't want to be you no more. I want to be talked about with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. The top in your mind, the top three.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm not 2 or 3.
Okay. So, all right, everybody has a story about how they started. I'll tell you mine real quick. I remember this dude, he was sitting, I was trapping real hard. I sold everything but ass, my ass specifically. But I was out in Vermont doing what I had to do to make some bread. And I remember this dude rapping, and he was one of the famous reggae stars' sons, and he was rapping. And I was just looking at him like, I can do better. No shade, no tea to him. But I could do better. And that is my first. I dropped a diss track for a bunch of bitches that was hating on me at the time. Like, I'm in a track with a nigga they like, and I ain't fucking them, but I'm out here making money with they hating me. So I dropped a diss track.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I got started. How did you get started? I heard what you said, you know, back in the day, but I want to hear that story. Like I said, I was in the trap, niggas was rapping. I said I could do better. I got started. Down took off. How did Neo Soul start? And my name when I first started wasn't Down.
It wasn't mine either.
Mine was my full blown. It was my government name.
I had about 3 names.
So I want to hear that. I want to hear, you know, real quick, like what really made you start. I heard what you said, you know, back in the day.
Yeah.
But what was that instance? And what made you change your name to Neo Soul?
Okay, so what started me was I was, like I said, getting bullied.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be accepted by my peers. I knew that rappers got a lot of respect. I was a big fan of hip hop. At that time, I was a huge fan of DMX.
Mm.
DMX was everything, RIP. And for me, like you with Tupac, he was my poet. So when people ask me, right, nobody really looks at him as a poet. When he prayed for people, did he not do poetry? Okay.
Just for some chill. I don't know if y'all can see them chill.
I got
But she gave me chill. Okay, go ahead.
I remember the first time I saw him do a piece on stage. It was for an awards show on Channel 5. I can't remember which award show, but I remember his acceptance speech was a spoken word piece. And I remembered in my head, I said, I could do that. And then I started really like listening to his music. His Dark Hell is Hot is still my favorite album.
Mm-hmm.
Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, that's my second favorite album.
Mm-hmm.
And Grand Champion is my third favorite. And I would sit in class in junior high school, and at that time, computers was now getting into the internet, social media, and things like that. So at that time, we didn't have photos, we didn't have videos, none of that. It was very archaic. You had to guess what people look like if you got to speak to somebody online. So what I would do when I would go to computer class, as it was called, I would search the lyrics up and I would type them up. So when I hear the song on the radio, I could record it, and then I could have it on tape and practice the lyrics and get a feel of what they're talking about. So that's what I would do with DMX's lyrics. So like I said, I was getting bullied in high school and I was getting tired of it. And we had a talent show coming up. And I knew I wanted to do a talent. I just didn't know what. So at that time I think I was writing a little bit And I felt like I had something I wanted to present to the people at the school. And when they gave me the uproar they gave me, that was the moment when I said, I got him. Because even my bullies was in the audience, standing up on their feet, cheering me on. And I was like fine. It was like finally, you know,
A full circle
a
moment.
full circle moment for little me. And it was just like, okay, I got him. So the key to getting them to like me is to make good ass poetry. So in my mind, I thought it had to be, you know, roses are red, violets are blue. I had to rhyme every word and not really think about the meaning of it. So I was writing trash poetry. Like for me personally, I was writing trash poetry. Like
For you.
for me, I was writing trash poetry. And then I had two friends that were dating. They were in a very tumultuous relationship to be teenagers. Like we're 15, 16, and 17, and they're in a domestic violent relationship.
Some people know about that, so we're going to move past it.
Right. And I wrote a piece about that called Too Blind to See, which got published in a magazine.
Give me 15 seconds of your high school. Give me 15 seconds of that high school poetry.
Excuse me, guys, I don't read from the phone. This has been a very long time. It's called Too Blind to See. I wrote this when I was 16 years old. Is it me or does it look like you're getting a little weaker? Your physical is looking rugged and lungs too short to take a breather. Did he touch you again? Cause I could see the bullseye. Letting this sorry dude hit you, don't let life pass you by. You got too much to live for and too many to serve. Your only hope is to leave or give what he deserves. Those sad puppy eyes tend to keep you around, while jealousy overrides your spirits and keeps you locked down. Sweetie, I'm only looking towards your best interest, but there's so much that I could say. Cause he keeps buying your love, breaking your heart, and you tend to keep it that way.
Hey! Oh my God. Oh, no. Oh, whoa. Oh, no. That one, oh, wait, hold on. That one touched me, my soul. That one hurt me. Okay. And that is why I love poetry, because it's so real. It's so raw. And that's what you was writing at what age? 16?
16.
Good God. Good God. Okay. So they had a talent show. Niggas was fucking with you.
Yep.
You said, I'm going to show y'all.
Yep.
And you turned up and got a standing ovation.
Yes, I did. I actually won. They had awards going that night, and I won against rappers and singers and models. I won first place. I still got the trophy at home. Yeah.
Before we go further, I just want to say that you are a beautiful woman.
Oh, thank you.
Not just inside and out. You know what I'm saying? You are the embodiment of a woman's woman, a girl's girl.
Yes, I
And ever since I met you, you just have a beautiful smile on your face. You have shown nothing but positivity. And I just want to say that before you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I really want you to know that. What is your three? I already asked you that. What's next for the Yo Soul? What are we doing this year? How many more shows can we expect?
Well, this month I have a show on Sunday. I have a show next Saturday, and I have a show on the 30th. So the 16th, the 22nd, and the 30th this month. I am
telling people where you'll be, what they need to do to get tickets. Let them know.
Okay, so on the 16th, I'm going to be at Purple Waves NYC. That's at 285 West 10th Street in Harlem. I'm going to be there from 5 to 10 p.m. Tickets is $15 at the door. It's for Spoken Words Entertainment. And then this is all for Women's History Month. So each one is for women. So if you want to come see some badass artists that's female, these are the shows to come to. On the 22nd, I'm going to be doing Black Like Me with my sis, Surah Ali. Shout out to her. If you watch Rhythm and Flow, you know who she is. So she does her own thing called Black Like Me. And I'm in the roster every month. As long as I can do it, I'm there. So this month I'm there, and I'm going to be celebrating being a woman and being Black. Which is the best thing in the world right now.
She did not lie.
Okay. I would choose this again and again in every life. Yes, that's next Saturday on the 22nd from 6 to 10 p.m. at 913 Broadway, Good Vibes Lounge. And then we have on the 30th, I'm going to be in the city at 585 8th Avenue, doing my thing with Women in the Arts with Marge the Poet, Mika J, aka the Hungry Poet, and my girl Meryl Bruce. We're all going to be doing our thing for Women's History Month. We are the headliners. Tickets right now is $15 general. They also have VIP tickets. So if you want to get like a cute little gift bag, 2 complimentary drinks, and you get priority seating. So you ain't got to sit there and look for a seat. They're going to have your seat waiting for you. That's $35. So come check us out. And yes, I am getting paid for that gig. So if you want to help your girl get paid, because this is what I do.
Because that's what we do.
That's what we do. We get
That's
paid.
what we do.
Come to that show on the 30th. Like I said, you can find me on Instagram at The Real Neo Soul. And follow me and I'll follow back.
Send me everything you have going on
Okay.
so I can show up. That's what I've been telling everybody. Send me it. I will lock it in my calendar and I will absolutely support. I am 20 minutes from my train station. Like, you know what I'm saying? I will absolutely support you. So, what's next? What is going on this entire year? What are we gonna expect from Neo Soul? What can we look forward to?
Well, I didn't say this. I just want to small plug it. I'm also a photographer. So I want to put myself more out there as far as going to events and just capture.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, I have a page, Shot with Pride Photography, because I'm a Leo. So Shot with Pride, you get the double entendre right there.
I do.
Leo and Pride.
I do. I do.
So I do that on the side professionally. I want to actually get it out there where I can get more events and just get more funky shots. And I'm just learning as I go along because I've been doing it for a little bit on the side, but I'm really diving into it. So that's one thing I want to really showcase more this year. And then on top of that, as far as poetry related, I am working in the studio with a producer named Pyro Luke Kane, and we all cooking something up. So you just gotta stay tuned. And it will be a mixture of poetry, maybe a little rapping, maybe even a little bit of vocals, you know?
I like that.
I'm gonna practice and make it.
I like that. You cannot listen. The man who says I can and the man who says I can't
Right.
are both correct. You got to figure out which side you're on. And everybody always asks me, do I freestyle? Do I freestyle? All I can say is I haven't done it yet.
That part.
And speaking of a freestyle, because you know I had to slip that one in there. Shawty, are you going to give us a nice little freestyle? Off the dome. You can pick the topic.
This is gonna get like wilding out. It's
Off
terrible
the dome.
freestyle.
Listen, it doesn't matter. We can do it on the couch. We can do
Okay.
it over there.
Okay.
I'm asking, can we get a little sound?
I guess, yeah.
All right.
Try my
We'll do that later. We'll do that later.
Okay.
All right? I got you.
Okay.
All right. What would you tell 10-year-old Neo Soul? What does 10-year-old Neo Soul need to do?
Don't stop. Keep going. Keep believing in yourself because you're not crazy. Your dream is definitely gonna come true. It's just gonna take some time. Have a little patience. Trust me. I know you want to do it right now. Relax. You have a whole lot of time in front of you. And don't date. Keep the boys at bay. Yeah. Even though they've been your best poetry subjects, just keep them at bay. You need to focus more.
You don't want to talk to me about men.
Finish
I'm
school.
just saying. You don't want to talk about men.
No, because I was boy crazy. You know?
Look, I'm a motherfucker.
I was
You talk about boy crazy. I had these niggas going crazy. Boy, listen. But we're not going to get into that. That's a cute bitch thing if you don't know. You got me sidetracked talking about the nipples. I ain't gonna lie. I forgot what I was going to ask. Besides, your 10-year-old self, what kind of advice can you give anyone who's not a poet, but they want to start?
Practice a lot in the shower because water is a great a conduit for manifestation. Yeah, I sing in the shower. That's how I taught myself. I was singing in the shower. I wasn't singing around nobody, not even my mom. She just started really listening to me.
Yeah, my mom didn't know I wanted to sing my whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
She know I did poetry, like she heard that and she probably like heard me fake rap. But as far as singing, that's something I really hold dear to me because I had a friend, I love her dearly, but she like, you hear that voice in your head that first time that somebody told you couldn't do something and it just rings in your head and just rings in your head. It's been ringing in my head since I was 9 that I can't sing. So I choke up sometimes. So it's like, that's why I go in the shower because the shower is like, all I could do is imagine being on the stage. and lights and just people loving it. And preferably Broadway. That's my goal. You see my face right now? That's my goal. I want to be on Broadway one day with a one-woman show and singing my heart out and telling my story in a very artistic way.
You will get to do that.
I will. I'm
But
saying.
yeah, that's
From our mouths to God's ears.
Listen, that's already been written. It's from God's plans to your art. That's we're gonna change that from our mouths to God's ears. No, it's already been written. God don't need to hear it. He's just waiting for you to walk into it.
Okay.
But we're gonna step back
Okay.
to what you just said before.
Mhm.
And I want you to know that touched me. That really did. You know, I had a friend for 15 years who used to tell me all the time I couldn't sing.
Mhm.
I'm down to baby. Right. Just, you know, if I knew who I was back then, you know, and it's so hilarious. I don't want to cry, but
I feel
it's
it.
so hilarious to think about how she used to tell me all the time I couldn't sing. To now, I have people who like, yo, Donna's really the best singer I know. Like, on my page going crazy. Like, it's so crazy how a motherfucker in your camp will really put you down, you know what I'm saying, and try to shit on you and make you. That was nothing but the devil trying to keep me from my dream, because that was my biggest dream. And that was my best friend. So I got my biggest dream in one hand and my best friend in the other telling me I can't sing. So now it's like,
Yeah.
which one I'm going to choose? You or my dream?
Right.
To sit here now and know that I'm down fucking Donna and I can sing, baby. I can sing. I have songs out on Apple. That just touched my heart. Mhm. So I want to encourage you and say, I had a motherfucker for 15 years as my best friend tell me I couldn't sing, and I'm doing this shit.
For 50, I only did it one time for somebody.
No,
said-
she was my friend of 15 years.
Oh, of 15 years.
Yeah, of 15
I thought
years.
she spent 15 years like.
No, nobody knew I
Imagine.
wanted to sing.
Oh, because some people are like
Yeah,
that. They'll
and
like
to
go
that-
through.
To that moment, she still didn't know I wanted to be a singer. It was, we'd be driving in the car and she's singing at the top of her lungs. So, of course, I'm going to sing at the top of my
Right,
lungs.
you want to join in because I like
Yeah.
quiet at the time. Okay, so when you asked me how I got started, the reason I got started is at the time I used to dance. I danced ballet, tap, African, modern, jazz, hip hop, and I was one of the best dancers in my school, even though I was the chubby girl.
Mm-hmm.
I was so good that by my third year, I was a principal dancer. And being in that school, I couldn't afford it after like 12 years old. That's how I got started with poetry, because I needed that creative outlet.
Mm-hmm.
You have this
You
fire
have to have
burning.
that creative.
Yeah, I needed
outlet.
something.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like people with certain tics and quirks and things, they have to find the outlet to get it out. And it was like that. And just knowing that one of my friends said it one time, it was like, wow. Because at that time I was going to church. I was trying to find God.
Mm-hmm.
And I always felt like I was going to find him if I go to church, if I sing in the choir, if I just, because my favorite moments on TV were people who had that breakout moment, like Aunt Una from Altoona on Family Matters, when she came to visit and nobody knew she could sing.
Yeah,
And when they went to the club and they found out she could sing, they gave her that burst of energy, and it was just like, oh my God. It was kind of like that. So hearing her voice every time I try to sing, that's what really stifled me. That's what really kept me like, and I switched to poetry because I was like, I danced, all right. I saw people dancing and doing moves. I was like, I don't think I could do that. But that was when flexing really started getting popular, and they was like popping their bones and things. I was like, I don't think I could do that. That's when I got into poetry.
Man who says I can and the man who says I can't are both correct. That's what I said. That word cannot be, that word cannot be in your vocabulary at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I completely understand what you're saying, man. That girl, for maybe like, 3 or 4 years, she would tell me, because we started in college and we wasn't together. I didn't sing through my whole high school career. We went to college. Now we all have cars.
Mhm.
So, 2-3 years in, we in the car one day singing, and I'm singing, and she's yelling on the top of her lungs. So I'm yelling on top of my lungs. And she's like, damn, you can't sing. Not knowing the whole time. I really have a voice. You know what I'm saying? But I can't be screaming, and I can't sound like Beyonce if I'm screaming at the top of my lungs with you.
Right.
So, of course, I can't sing at that point.
Right.
I got into the studio because of that. I kept saying, you know what, that raggedy ass, stupid, cook bitch kept
I
telling me I
remember.
couldn't sing.
You know, that's that Aries fire.
Let me see if I can do it.
Me, I was like, oh, word?
Nah,
I'm gonna show you I can.
let me see. Well, I believed them
Yeah.
because she was my best friend. I didn't know
Mm.
that she wasn't my friend.
Mm.
She was my best friend. I wasn't her. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't mutual. So whole time I'm thinking she's my best friend and she got my best interest.
Right.
So of course if she's telling me I can't sing, then of course I can't sing.
It's true, yeah.
But realistically, I can sing. She wasn't my friend.
That's what it was.
So I encourage you to get in the studio. I do want to hear some R&B. I think that
Oh, yeah.
because of you being that poet, you would really kill it as an artist.
Mhm.
Tupac. Okay, baby.
Yeah.
He killed it.
Yeah.
I wish I could rank like you. So where does some of your inspiration come from? I know you said dumb niggas.
Life.
Mm.
Truth. I really stand by truth. So I'm very careful of my words. I'm a student of Dr. York, and I learned studying his doctrine that mean what you say and say what you mean. So words hold a lot of weight, and the tongue is a mighty sword. It could kill.
Mm.
It could also bring forth life.
I agree.
So I'm very mindful when I write pieces. That's why I was telling your producer that I'm very mindful. I'm not I'm not like off the dome per se. I'm a writer because I want what I have to say to really affect you. I want you to feel what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Maybe that's the Pisces moon in me, but I want you to feel what I'm saying because what I have to say really matters to me. And I'm sure somebody else feels how I feel. They just don't have the gusto
Ooh,
to say what needs to be said. So I'll be the conduit to say it because I'm not scared of you. Who gonna beat me?
that's the art. That is
I'm not beating
really
me.
riding in your art. And I love that.
Nobody can beat me.
I
I made
agree.
it, right?
I agree.
So
You're worse than him and you're worse motherfucker. Like you literally stand in your own path.
nobody, I'm not afraid of nobody when it comes to, I'm a slam champion. I'm a 3-time slam champ. So I'm not scared
talking
to,
shit.
like, yeah, I'm not scared to compete against nobody. I just came from Atlanta in December and won $1,000 just off rip. I just went out there and took a chance on myself. I wasn't sure if I was going to win, but I won.
Yeah. You went all out. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So give me 5 long-term goals.
Uh, have a huge savings because I'm a spender. I will admit. I like to shop. Lose some weight. I really want to lose weight. I've been trying for a long time. I've been doing what I need to do. So I'm going to do a little more research on why I'm what they call coasting right now. Like I lose a little bit, but I can't move from that point. So I'm trying to figure out doing the process of elimination. So I don't eat meat. I haven't eaten meat since 2006. And recently I went a year without eating seafood, but I just started eating it back because I was hungry.
Mm.
I was hungry and shit. Like I tried the vegan thing for a year and I was like, I'd rather eat fish than to eat fake product.
I agree.
I'd rather eat what God gave me and then have days where I say, you know what, I'll just drink a smoothie and eat a salad. But I don't want the mindset of if I'm eating this, I'm wrong. And it's like, nah, I feel like the most humane thing one can do is to eat from the planet. That's to me, it might go off crazy, and I apologize for any vegans out there, but I feel like the most humane thing to do is to have some type of involvement with animals because all this faux things like fake leather, they'll have fake everything. All these things are made of plastic, and that's actually destroying our planet more than us farming and hunting and doing
We're
those.
just natural.
It's oversaturated. That's the issue. It's not that it's wrong. I get their point. It's oversaturated. But I feel like for me personally, I'd rather eat a little fish and have more veggies than to like look for a fake burger or something like. Mm-mm.
I agree. I feel like why the hell would you go vegan if you just gonna make fake chicken?
Right. So
You know what I'm
that's
saying.
I said 3 goals so far. So you said
Mhm,
5.
mhm. So,
Have children. I don't have any children.
oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
We can put a pin in that.
I want children, yes.
I want children too, but I personally can't afford no goddamn kid.
No, that's okay. I'm ready.
I'm gonna put the pin in that. I'm putting
I'm ready.
a pin and I'm putting it on the board in the back, bickety back.
I have
Damn.
about 7 godchildren, 7 or 8. I can't
Oh,
remember.
you ready?
Yeah. So it's like I'm ready. Everybody's like, when are you gonna? I'm like, relax.
Yeah, yeah.
When God says something, he'll say it.
You will. And your last goal?
My last goal is to buy a house, my own, to get back into a house. I used to be homeless 10 years ago, and now I'm going different stages telling my story. So
I love that. I understand. I don't want to get into the homeless thing because I've been in shelters. A lot of people see Dumb Donna and don't know. I done been in 2 shelters. You feel me? Like, it is what it is. You got to get it how you can. You know what I'm saying? But give any poet something to think about. Any age, anywhere in their career, as a poet to the next poet. What would
respect
you
your
do?
elders. Like, stop coming on the scene thinking that you see one poet get accolades and praise, and that's gonna be you. Cause you might choke up when it's time to get busy.
Mm.
And that might not even be your lane. Stay in your lane. Respect your elders. Stay in your lane. Cause I'm seeing a lot of, excuse my language, a lot of I'm seeing a lot of fuckery online and a lot of BS, and I'm not liking it because I used to be in a group called Street Poets NYC. Shout out to y'all. Always gonna be love. We did a lot of stuff that a lot of open mics now are doing that we birthed. And people are getting really disrespectful right now. And, they on that young stuff of you too old or I don't care what you used to do, but you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my group. So put some respect on my name. That's why I'm back by myself because I started by myself. So before I was a team player, that's the only reason why y'all didn't hear about me 10 years ago. I was more trying to be a team player. This time like I told my mother, last time it was personal, this time it's business.
Mm.
So
I'm gonna drink to that.
yes, we can drink to that. I done ran y'all through for a whole half hour. So
You Gucci. I really appreciate you coming on the show. Now, I want you to say whatever you want to the people. Let them know anything you want them to know. Shows, advice, gifts, goals, whatever. Tell the people. Also.
Again, follow me on Instagram at The Real Neo Soul. I have a link tree in my bio that I always update with shows and like interviews. When this comes out, I'm going to put it on there so people can keep up with me. Join my channel, Welcome to the Matrix, because my name is Neo Soul. So, it will be a red or blue pill type of situation with me. I have the 3 shows again on the 16th, the 22nd, and the 30th. Just check my page for the flyers. Always keep up to date. If you want to know shows and things, I don't personally invite people, so I'm more of if you pop out, you pop out. I don't take it personal. If you don't, if you can't, shit happens. But if I'm in your city and you feel like popping out, popping out. Love each other, love yourself, love your God, whoever your God is. Mind your business with this ICE shit. Like that's none of your business. Keep your heads low, because this new administration is crazy. Smoke weed more because y'all doing too much with these opioids. Y'all doing too much with these opioids. I'm so dead ass right now. Like, and you know what? Dance like nobody's looking and sing like nobody's listening. There's an African proverb: if you have a voice, you can sing. If you have legs, you can dance. You're not crazy. Believe in yourself, because what's for you is for you. It don't matter how long it takes. You're where you're supposed to be no matter what. They may feel like it's being stagnant, which I used to think. But I'm in the answered prayer right now, so I'm very grateful for it.
Hey, hallelujah.
Yeah. I don't care how big the platform is, how small it is. Like, I'm grateful for every chance that somebody pays attention to me because nobody really respects poetry.
Oh,
So I'm here to make them respect poetry.
We respect poetry off the dome.
Thank you.
We do. we respect it. I really want you to do off the dome freestyle, but we respect you, so we're not gonna beg you. You know what I'm saying? And I needed that.
Thank you.
No, I needed that. You know what I'm saying? Because I am walking in my journey.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm sitting on this. This was an answered prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you talking about this is an answered prayer. So, that's why I'm so glad I invited you.
Hold up, one more thing. Fathers, love your daughters because they'll end up like me. That's all I'm gonna say.
And I'm like, I think you turned out great.
I know, but I still have a lot of anger. So I work through it with my poetry. And I don't want to, drag people, but it makes for good content.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you like this. My daddy died.
Oh, wow.
And I did not go to his funeral.
Oh, wow.
You feel me?
Nah.
I'm where you stand.
Right. And I love my dad. That's the thing.
I loved his ass too. Thank you for bringing me, but to death do us part.
I mean,
and it parted us. Well, actually, he wasn't in my life to begin with. But I'm saying, I want you to understand, like, don't feel bad about that. That ain't your fault. That ain't my fault. But I know for a fact I will not be celebrating you at your funeral if you did not celebrate me in life. And my dad didn't do that. So we good. You did your part. I'm cool.
We got you here. We got you.
You know what I mean? A lot of people was upset that I didn't go to his funeral, but what we talking about? I'm a real ass nigga.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not
I ain't judging. We listen
I'm a
and
real
we
ass
don't
nigga.
judge.
I'm a real ass nigga. Bonds and titles don't mean a fuck thing to me if you treat me like shit. Unfortunately, my blood father treated me like shit. So that title of father don't mean a fuck thing to me. You're gone. It's all right.
That's why I do poetry for people like you.
You know what I'm saying? It's all right. That's why I'm like, I understand what you're saying, and you're not wrong for feeling how you feel.
No, it's not even just him. It was just family, period. It was like coming from both ends. You know what I mean?
It's not about just him.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of my family cannot talk to me. And I'm satisfied.
It's funny because I feel like a lot of my family respect me now. They give me the space to be me. I think they used to be afraid of me before. I never actually heard it, but energy don't lie. But I feel like they understand me as an artist more now. They're starting to see me winning things and get acknowledged by people like you. And,
You deserve it. You deserve your flowers.
Thank you.
How many poets do I know?
Right. But that
Real life.
I love being people's first experience if they've never seen a poet before.
In
Because
life.
I feel like this is how you should experience poetry. And that's no shade to Maya Angelou and Angela Davis and
I wasn't
Langston
around
Hughes
for
and people
them.
like that.
I wasn't around for them.
Right.
But I met Neo Soul. I was at an event, Elegance on Variant. Shout out to you, French. Fancy Chester. I love you. Shout out to you. She had an event, and from the moment I saw you on stage, you like, oh, my mom's over there in the corner, and mom's over there like, and I'm like, oh no, I love them. Like, it was immediately love before you even started speaking. And then you got real into it, and I'm like, who talk about me? Like, that whole shit was about me. I'm like, this.
Oh, I know what piece you're talking about.
Yeah, so I felt the type of way, and ever since then, I was like, nah, man, that's the poet, and that's the only one I know. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate every part of your art.
Thank you.
Okay? I want you to understand that I'm sorry for the things that happened, but I thank God that they happened to you. Because we wouldn't get Neo Soul.
Right, yeah.
So, any last words for the people then before we do our little freestyle?
I love you if you love me.
I like that.
And spread love. It's the Brooklyn way because I'm a Brooklyn baby.
Brooklyn. Brooklyn's a Shout out to Neo Soul. It's Dom Donna on Off the Dom podcast. I just want to say I really appreciate you all the way from Brooklyn. Neo Soul came to come and grace the couch. She about to give us a little freestyle on some poetry. I don't know if you know it, but I don't know a better poet. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? So tell the people where they can find you one more time. Let them know what's up, and we out.
You can find me on Instagram at The Real Neo Soul, on Instagram at The Real Neo Soul.
All right, it's Dom Donna up on the Dog Podcast. Shout out to you. All right, we got to do that. I don't know if it's I'm drunk or I'm just... Shout out to Neo Soul. It's Dom Donna on Off the Dome podcast. Yeah. And that's a wrap.
Thank you for watching Off the Dome podcast. Like, subscribe, and share. Audio on all platforms. Visuals can be viewed at youtube.com/odd, pod 1 and 9.